Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to part 2 in our free saxophone lesson series. In part 1 we looked at the basic concept of the breath and breathing to play the saxophone. Today we're going to grab a couple of components of the saxophone out of your case. I'll be using the alto sax throughout the demonstrations in this series. The same applies if you're playing tenor, baritone or soprano. So here's an alto sax neck. The neck, it has an octave key mechanism and it has some cork here where the mouthpiece goes on. So today we are going to grab our mouthpiece. So this is my alto saxophone mouthpiece. It hasn't got a ligature or reed on it at the moment, but importantly it does have a thick rubber teeth cushion. You see that there, that piece of rubber that just sticks on? I highly recommend it, because this cushion makes it much more comfortable when you play. You actually rest your top teeth on that rubber cushion and it stops the annoying vibrations of the saxophone going up through your skull system into your ears. Highly recommend it. You just purchase them. You can purchase them online or from the local music shop. They normally come in a little bag like that. This is a ligature. I love the Rovner Platinum ligatures, but any sort of ligature will do when you're starting out on the saxophone. The ligature slips on to the mouthpiece and its job in life is to hold the reed. This is a reed. I'm a lifetime user of synthetic reeds on the saxophone. I highly recommend, if you haven't tried synthetic reeds, there's all different brands. I'm an endorser and a distributor of the Barry USA synthetic reeds. They were the pioneers of synthetic reeds 60 years ago. And I've played this brand of reed exclusively for more than 40 years. Now finally, in our setup, we need some cork grease because we have to lubricate the cork that's on the end of our neck. I recommend you get the lipstick style bottle tube of cork grease, because you don't have to get it on your fingers. It's quite sticky. So what you do is, before you put the mouthpiece on the neck, you just put a little light smear of cork grease all around the cork. Then you grab your mouthpiece and you twist the mouthpiece onto the cork. You don't push it straight in. You wind it in like that. And if I'm taking the mouthpiece off, I wind the mouthpiece off. That way you don't tear at the cork. It's very easy to rip that cork. Then you have to have it replaced. So we want to put our mouthpiece on. I'm going to wind that on. And we're not going to connect this to the saxophone today. We're just going to use this part, the neck, the mouthpiece. We're going to put our ligature on. We slide our ligature on over the mouthpiece. And the last thing we do, not the first thing, is we put the reed now on the mouthpiece. So we slide the ligature up, we slide the reed under the ligature, we pull the reed back till it's level with the top tip of the mouthpiece, we pull the ligature back and we tighten the ligature. So now we have the saxophone ready to make a noise. We're going to try and make our first sound on the saxophone in this lesson. Remember the breathing. We take in a big, quick, deep breath and we let that air out slowly. Now we do have to learn how to use the tongue, but in today's lesson we're just going to let that air blow through the gap between the reed and the tip of the mouthpiece, and the air will have enough force in it to start the reed wobbling, which creates the sound wave. So, as far as forming an embouchure goes, we don't pull any face, we don't smile, we don't pucker, we don't have a fish face or a smile face. We keep our face natural. Our top teeth rest on the top of the mouthpiece. Our bottom teeth just stay in their natural position, but as we develop strength in our embouchure, our bottom lip gets strong enough that our bottom teeth really don't play any role in holding our bottom lip up. Initially, if you've never played the saxophone before, you might feel some tingling in your bottom lip when the reed wobbles. But if you must play cane reed for whatever reason, you have to wet those reeds on both sides of the reed before you put it on the mouthpiece. You have to rest it on your tongue, and the saliva from your tongue soaks into the cane, the bamboo cane. Turn the reed over, soak both sides, and only when it's fully wet do you then put it on. Okay, here's our first sound on an alto sax mouthpiece and neck. If you're playing alto, that's the pitch that you should be getting. If you're playing the tenor sax, well then the equivalent sound that you'll create is this. So that's the pitch that if you've got the right embouchure, strength and air pressure on alto and tenor. So what I want you to do out of today's lesson is learn how to assemble the neck, put cork grease on the cork, wind the mouthpiece on, put your ligature on, slide your reed on, align it to the tip of the mouthpiece, adjust your ligature, tighten your ligature, just not over tight but finger tight. Put the mouthpiece in your mouth with your teeth resting on the top of the mouthpiece. Take that deep breath we had before and gently exhale with a cushion of air so you can hold that pitch as a straight note. I hope you're enjoying the new free saxophone lesson series on my YouTube channel. I've had the honour of working with students of all ages and abilities across 13 countries internationally. If you'd like to connect with me one-on-one for some online lessons and accelerate your learning on the saxophone, please check out the contact details on my website and send me an email. I'd be delighted to work with you. If you feel like you'd like to make a donation towards the upkeep and production of the hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel, please refer to the links in the description of every video on the channel. Thank you and enjoy your journey on the saxophone.